You know, Akron, to me, it's home. It's, you know, it's a family member. It's my father. It helped raise me, you know, and, you know, without that city, without everything that I went through as a kid and growing up as a teenager and who I am today, I wouldn't be the professional basketball player. I wouldn't be the leader or the father I am today without that city.
Not collaborate. Here comes James. Yes! Right hand crusher on the lob from Chalmers. Third dunk for LeBron James. James throws it down.
Children brought ripple is burning and the girls are getting sick of huffing glue up in the back.
You have to keep in mind that Gloria was a single mom. She had LeBron when she was 16. So they had a struggle right from the beginning.
His mom, you know, she honestly was struggling to find a place for him and her to stay. So, you know, he's lived in some pretty rough areas. He grew up in some places where you know, as a parent, if you had your choice, you wouldn't want your child growing up.
It was a neighborhood where, you know, there's a lot of violence and crime and drugs and, you know, things that most middle-class people would never have to experience.
Wasted, you can taste it.
Well, yeah, in fourth grade, he missed 87 days of school. And it was because they were transient. You know, it was a struggle for them to try to find where they were going to live and where they're going to eat. And like even Gloria said, you know, LeBron, don't get comfortable because we might have to pack up. So he missed 87 days of school. The next year, he moved in with a family, the Walker family, Frankie Walker.
I knew Frankie, and Frankie introduced me to LeBron, and that was when LeBron was 10. Gloria was a great judge of character. She, you know, believed in Frankie Walker and myself to be people who she could trust to her son with, and that we would do right by our son.
LeBron loves sports, and he'll tell you this, and a lot of people who know him, they know that football was his first love, and he was a great football player as a Pee Wee football player, and even actually in high school at St. Vincent St. Mary, he was all-state wide receiver, and I have no doubt, no question, no doubt in my mind that he could have been a great NFL player.
Everyone knew it. You know, he was a phenomenal athlete as a young kid, that he had a chance to be someone special. Everyone thought it was going to be football at the time, but once he got introduced to basketball, we kind of changed that.
And there was love inside the basement where that woman used to lie in a sleeping bag we shared upon the floor most every night. And darling, I'm drunk, everything that
he had a group of friends who were around him from, you know, honestly, my son and Shion from 11 years old, and Frankie Walker's son, for young Frankie, and Brandon Weems. They've been around each other since they were 9, 10 years old, and they, you know, their lives have changed now. They've all gone their own separate ways, but when they get back together, they're like 10-year-olds.
Those guys who they've been playing forever together in AAU, now you get to high school and it's time to decide where everybody's going to go. And they all decided and realized that they didn't want to break that up. They wanted to stay together. So they all decided to go to school together, and it was at Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
That school helped pave the way for who I am today, and for me to be able to give back to the youth. You know, those guys that's there, Coach Drew obviously, and to the rest of that school, you know, they had a big part of my teenage years. You know, from 4 years, from 14 to 18, you know, I spent almost every day there.
2001. 2001 was another repeat of a championship for the boys. This is LeBron right here also. And one of his best friends, Drew Joyce Jr. He really was a skinny guy at one time. Tall and lanky.
These guys were kids who grew up in the same neighborhood, in the same area. But what it was is you knew they were special because not only were they just kids from the same area, but LeBron seemed to be the catalyst for them. And LeBron made all of his teammates feel like they were just as good as him, even if they weren't.
I remember in 2003, his senior year in high school, whenever he got all of his awards and he entered into the NBA draft and he was finally drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then he just blew up. Everyone knew like who he was. So just seeing, like, reading magazines, seeing him on commercials.
Maybe April of LeBron's senior year, he had signed a $90 million contract with Nike. And that says a lot about a young man, because here's a kid who the night before might have been playing video games, but then he had to go downtown to a hotel to meet with Nike representatives to sign a $90 million contract. The next morning, he has to sit in language arts class. The next morning, he is a regular student in high school taking notes. How could you sit in language arts class and even concentrate on even worrying about language arts when you are $90 million richer than you were the night before?
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James. But always thought team first. So congratulations to LeBron James, the 2008-2009 NBA Most Valuable Player.
What guy in the NBA would come back to his old high school to want to receive his first MVP? I mean, you got, the arena in Cleveland, you got 20,000 fans, you can do it, but he wanted to share it with us.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
You know, Miami had the glitz and the glamour and, and all those things. But, there's part of him that's still this small city Ohio guy that...
Akron fans were happy for him, because here's our hometown guy who wants to go win a championship, and he tried his damnness here in Cleveland, but it didn't work. So we're happy for you, LeBron. Go do it, because we know you know where home is.
The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted.
Congratulations, LeBron James, the 2011-2012 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player.
The 2013 NBA championship resides once again in Miami.
Congratulations, LeBron James, the 2012-13 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player.
To see that and to recognize that at some level you shared in that. As I said, there's no greater feeling you could have as a dad and as an extended family member, as a coach. You feel good about it. You feel good for him, because not only has he gotten to those heights, but he's done it in a way that that has been, above reproach. of course, you know, everyone can point to when he left Cleveland and how all that was. And, you know, I think that he would even tell you now that if he had to do it again, he'd do it differently. But, you know, you learn from that and you grow. And I think that's the key. He's learned and he's grown.
Welcome to SportsCenter with John Anderson. I'm Lindsay Zarniak. So those 4 years in Miami, LeBron described like college for him. So now LeBron returning home with knowledge, with experience, and quite a talent.
I think his plan was always that he would come back as a player, and more importantly, he would bring his family back so that his boys and now his soon-to-be daughter will grow up in the same town that he grew up in.
I swear I missed y'all. It's like those 4 years, I missed y'all. I missed this home cooking. I'ma do what makes my city and my state happy, and that's why I came back. I love you. I'm back.
He's got a chance to go back home and do something great or take care of unfinished business, which I think as a competitive athlete, that's really what's in his brain.
You know, LeBron has a very clear focus on delivering a championship to Northeast Ohio. That's his mission in life.
We hope and we believe it's going to happen.
Well, I met you at the blood bank. We were looking at the bank, wondering if
It's always great to be able to be successful, but more than anything, be able to be successful and give back. That's the most important thing.
you said, see, look at that, yo.